But you were the main guy?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
the one that wrote the search warrant.
Oh, okay. I just thought that there was another dude because he was running back and forth everywhere. All right, it's good, perfect. Good, sir.
Okay. All right, Bob.
All right,
Remember what we
thanks,
talked
Thank you,
about,
guys.
right?
Thank you very much for everything.
You're welcome. We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. You guys don't want to stay here?
Oh, we're going to be right back. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Bobby.
Oh, hi,
Yes,
Lou.
I'm Sue.
Sue.
Nice to
Hi, and
meet you.
I'm Brad, in case you forgot my name. It's been a while since we've talked.
I try to talk to you, but they won't let me last time.
They wouldn't let you?
No, I said, can I talk to whoever's the main guy? No. It's like out of the question.
They wouldn't let you talk to me, or Drago wouldn't let you talk to me?
No, you guys like when I came late, I came like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you came in
And
that pretty.
you separate me from Drago, and then every guy that would come, I'm like, can I talk to whoever's in charge of? I just want to, because the only reason I want to talk to you because I wanted to call my work and let them know that I'm not coming. Because they just rehired me and I didn't go to work the first day. That was the only reason. You know, but they're like, no, you can't talk to nobody.
Well, all right, we'll talk today on
Yeah.
that, and we'll try to get some of this cleared up. And Doug, the guy that's been sitting with you, he explained you are under arrest. You've got an arrest warrant for you. He advised you of your rights. I just want to make sure that you remember him going through those, and that is your signature.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions on that? You speak English
Yeah, I
very
speak
well.
English. The only thing is that I mean I speak good English, but sometimes the way I say things they come out different.
Okay.
I just don't want to say nothing to incriminate myself. I mean I want to cooperate.
Yeah.
You know, I want to.
No, and we appreciate that, and that's really what we're going to ask you to do is, you know, if there's questions that we ask you, if you don't understand what we're asking, we do have some Bulgarian translators that maybe can help out, but, you know, we're hoping the line of questions would kind of explain the situation that you were put in. We understand that. And we're going to try to, as we go through, but if there's something you don't understand or you don't know the answer, just tell us, I don't know.
You know, and basically we want your side of the story.
Okay.
You know, basically we've done an investigation. You know, we've learned some things. Obviously it's turned into something where a judge feels that we have probable cause or enough to arrest you. But that being said, there are bigger fish that we're looking at.
Right.
Sue and I both think that, you know, you kind of were just put in a bad predicament.
Yes.
And you have some information that can help yourself out that we can, you know, use to explain what went on.
Okay.
And see where it goes from there, and it'll help answer some of our questions. So we make sure, you know, because we want to make sure that, you know, we're arresting the right people.
Right.
And prosecuting the right people, and somebody that, you know, wasn't as significant or didn't play as big of a role isn't getting the same punishment as somebody that was doing a lot more stuff. Okay. So let's just start. I mean, tell me about Drago. How do you know Drago? I mean, you know this is what it's all about.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Full story, short story? I can
give me the full story. How do you know him?
We came with my father in '96. We stayed here for 4 months. We went back to Chicago for a year and a half. I'm not really sure. Then we came back here to Vegas, and my father started working for him.
Okay.
Then my father asked me if I want to work there. I'm like, sure, you know, answer phones, I speak English, no problem. So that's when I met him.
Working for him where?
For Crazy Brothers Pizza, was on the corner of Jones and Tropicana. It was in a bar. I don't know the name. Oh, I forgot.
That's where he started working?
Yeah, that's the first time I met him. I started working. He used to have a partner there, but I forgot the name.
Okay. What was your dad's name?
My dad's name, first name is Yonko. Ionko.
Okay. Okay.
Me and my father were not really in good relationship. Like, he was alcoholic and drunk, so he wouldn't help me with anything. Anything. Like, he would take my money, beat me or whatever. So Drago was pretty much the only guy that helped me with anything.
Mhm.
He helped me with my social security card, with my driver's license, with bank accounts, open bank accounts, because I didn't know nothing. I didn't know where to go. I was young at the time, didn't have a license. He gave me a car. He taught me how to drive. He took me to the driving test. Pretty much he was my father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gave me job, gave me work. Whatever I needed, he let me have it. Then I stopped working for him. I went and worked at other places for many years, different pizza places. I make some money on the side. And then I think around 2000 to 2001, we opened together the Crazy Brothers Pizza, which was on Sahara and Panea, right across the street from Mercedes.
Okay, and so it's a few years now, right?
Yeah. Through this whole time, I mean, we kept in touch. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if I needed a car, I call him, he'll rent me a car. I just can't recall for anything else, seeing each other. Then, he told me he wanted to open a pizza. I had money, make money through the years. I had some money cash. And then I'm like, oh, let's open pizza, I'll cook, you do everything else, you do the paperwork and stuff like that. So that's when we opened, I think 2001, 2002, I'm not really sure. When we opened the pizza place, had it for 5 years. We were not really, we had problems, It's tough business. We were all the time there, 7 days a week. We couldn't stand each other, like always in the throat, His wife was driving me insane.
That was Nora?
Yeah, Nora driving me insane. So then one day I just said I can't take it no more, I want out of here. So we put a pizza for sale, and I think a year and a half later we sold it to this Italian guy.
Okay, when was that?
Well, 2005 or 6, I can't really.
Okay.
I know we owned it for 5 years, but I'm not really sure when we opened it.
Okay.
Was it 2001 or 2002?
Okay.
The guy owned it, I think, for a year and a half. When we sold it, Drago wanted to get the half of the money so he can buy the house, the big house that you guys came at, but he got under my name because he didn't have good credit. My credit was very good, so he's like, well, put me on the loan. I'm like, okay. I couldn't really say no. So I got the house, I got the loan. He put up the money, his half from the pizza place. And the rest of the money I was supposed to get. Then the Italian guy stopped paying it. He's like, I can't pay no more, I'm closing the shop. He got it and find a buyer, the new buyer. He did a contract, him and this guy did a contract together.
The Italian guy?
No, that's not the Boyan guy that owns the Sofia Pizza.
What's his name?
Ivo, I think.
Okay.
Last name, I'm not sure.
Okay. So let's throw some figures out there real quick. So when you sold the business to the Italian guy, how much money did you guys sell it for?
It was $150,000. The guy put down $75,000 down.
Okay.
Which Drago got to get the house. I think that was a down payment for the house.
Okay.
Maybe more, I'm not sure. And I'm supposed to get was it $1,400 a month or something like that for 5 years.
Okay. You were supposed to get $1,400 a month?
Yeah. Or whatever, the rest of the $75,000 with interest, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I think it was $1,400 something.
Okay. So Drago basically took the cash that was put down on the down payment right off the bat.
Yeah.
And put it down on the Rosanna house.
Yes.
Okay.
Which it looks like I did it, because everything goes through me. It was my name, my loan, but it's him. Like he pays his mortgage, it's his house. I haven't paid a dime there.
Okay.
I live there, paid rent, yeah. But that's his house.
Okay.
So now he made me do a short sale. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I called the bank and I did something online to help him do the short sale.
Because it's obviously upside down and he's trying to...
Well, yeah, he's not paying for it no more. He told me he stopped paying for, 6-7 months. So he's trying to, short sell it. He still wants to keep the house, but I think he's short selling it to another friend of his or something, I'm not sure. He's not going under his name, somebody else.
Okay.
But I still have to do it because I'm on the loan.
You're on the loan.
He's on title, but I'm on the loan. So the bank needs to talk to me. So that's why I still have to talk to him and see him. Still have to see him once a month to get my money from the rent that he still gives me from the pizza place.
Okay. Has he been paying you on a regular basis?
On and off.
On and off?
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean,
the full $1,400 a month?
No. He less, like 700.
So half the amount?
Yeah. He always says, well, you owe me for this, you owe me for that. I can't really say, well, screw you, because then he won't give me nothing. I don't have contract with the guy. I can't go and say, well, you need to pay me. And the guy's going to tell me, he was going to tell me, well, I don't have contract with you, you can't make me pay you. So I can't really say anything. I just have to keep my mouth shut. I get 700, I get 700.
So when the business that the Italian guy had, how did Drago get the business back?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. He told me that the guy just closed the place and gave him the key. So I remember going there was a tape. I don't know who put the tape. Maybe it was the landlord. So then he went to the landlord. He talked to him. He's like, look, I'm going to get another buyer. So he found that evil guy right away. They did the deal in 2-3 days, which I didn't know. He just told me I did the deal. It's a done deal. So then for a year I didn't see no money. Maybe he was taking him. I don't know. He was like, the guy doesn't make any money. He's slow because the Italian guy, there's no business left. So one year he didn't give me money. So recently he started giving me, a year ago, he started giving me money. 1 month I'll get the 1,300, another month I'll get 700. Because he's like, well, you owe me money for the car, you owe me money for this, you owe me money for that.
Okay.
He'll just come and just give me the money, so whatever I get, okay. I try and argue with him, but it's not going well, so.
Okay. So basically he resold the business twice, once to the Italian guy and then once on his own to, is it Ivo?
Yeah, with the Italian guy we did it through a title company. I was there, everything was, the second time I don't know how he did it.
Okay.
I don't know if there's even a contract. I'm sure there is because the guy's paying, but.
So Ivo's paying the Drago for the...
Yeah, he's giving him check, and I guess he deposits it, and then he gives me whatever he wants to give me.
Okay. So why would Ivo, or he's still making payments for the business to Drago?
Yeah.
That's what the monthly
because
payment.
he has 5 years to pay it off. Because from what Drago told me, he's like, he didn't put no down payment. So it's just monthly payments. That's what he tells me. I don't know if he give him money up front, if he's giving him more, or I don't know what's the whole deal.
Okay. And this is it's Sophia's Pizza now?
Yeah, now it's Sophia's Pizza. Yeah, the guy changed the name.
Okay, so you basically, for all intents and purposes, were no longer working for Crazy Brothers because Crazy Brothers closed up shop in 2001, right? I'm sorry, 2005 or 2006, when you sold it to the Italian guy. You were pretty much out of that, out of the business.
Never went back.
And then Drago sold it to this Ivo and Slava.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the cars.
The cars that I bought?
Yeah.
There were 10. It was supposed to be a business deal. I mean, I don't know if I should tell you this, guys, because you guys can say, well, now you go to jail for that. I don't know.
Well, and here's I guess, and let me explain it this way, and then you can think about how you want to answer it. We know the cars that are in your name.
Right.
The loans were in your name.
Yeah.
We've got all the loan docs, we've got all the statements, and the folks, they've identified you as being the ones that obtained the cars.
Right.
We also know in the loan docs that some of them you referenced Drago as being, an associate, a friend, an employer, whatever. We also know that these cars have not been in your control and in your possession.
I'm so glad that you guys know that.
Okay, we know that. That's why I want to say, not to say that what you did was legal. It was not.
Right.
But with that being said, what we want to know is the circumstances behind it. If it's something that where, Dragomir, the business relationship, is this something, that's what we want to kind of get into. We know that these cars...
The business relationship of the pizza or the business relationship of cars and everything else?
The pizza and the cars. We kind of touched on the pizza thing. We'll shift gears to the cars.
Okay.
and figure out how that works, because I'm sure you know you're not the only one that bought cars for Drago.
Yeah, well, I mean, this, now it's on record, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the thing is we want you to be honest.
No, I can be honest and tell everything.
Yeah.
I have nothing to hide,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But then you may show this to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
like say him,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm in bad situation because...
Well, I mean, here's the situation you're in, and to be completely honest with you, I mean, you're in a bad situation as it is because a judge has seen that it has viewed the purchase of the cars by you as fraud.
Yeah.
That's what you're being arrested for.
Okay.
But we know that Drago has directed not only you but several other individuals to also get cars for him.
We know
You know.
the Mercedes, we know
Yeah.
where it is, we
Yeah.
know what
Okay.
happened to it, we know how much Drago got.
I don't know.
We do.
Well, we
Okay,
do.
okay.
And we know you didn't get the money for it, so,
Oh, he sold it?
Yeah. He didn't tell you that, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you tell me that?
Yeah. And see, that's what we're saying is, so if you're worried about him seeing it, really the only way you're going to be able to help yourself out
Mhm.
is to testify against him and say, you know, this is what happened. Basically, tell a judge and a jury the same thing that you told us. I mean,
I would,
Mhm.
but then my family,
Mhm.
my mother, my brother.
Yeah. You're worried about them, worried about their safety. Why is that?
are they in the United States or are they in Bulgaria? Hey Bobby, can I get you some water? You
No.
want to sit in there?
Take a break for a little bit.
They're the only one that I care about. I don't care if I go to jail, but if I testify,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
if I go in front of him, I can tell you everything, but if I go there and he sees that I'm the guy that he goes to jail for, and then something happens to my father, my brother and my mother,
Mhm. What do you think would happen?
get killed, boy.
Mhm. Do you think Drago has that kind of influence over
Yeah.
there?
Like I saw the other guy just right now,
Mhm.
Pharaoh.
Mhm. What do you know?
Who he killed people in Bulgaria, you know what I mean?
Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah.
Who did Pharaoh kill in Bulgaria?
I don't know the person, but he told me like just recently I went to see a friend, he was there and he was talking about it with another guy that they did time together.
Mhm.
So they know they know the people, you know.
Do you know who Pharaoh was talking to?
He was a really old guy, I don't know his name. So I mean both situations are kind of bad, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because I'll testify, I don't care. He screwed me more than anybody ever screwed me, but
Mhm.
then you guys can protect my family there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a real tough situation that you're in, and you're right. I mean, unfortunately, over there, you know, we don't have any jurisdiction or authority over there. And I know how tough things are over there. We've been trying to keep track of, you know, what's going on in Bulgaria since we started investigating these guys.
I can help you in any way, but
Take it, Bobby.
but if I go up front of him, then he knows,
Mhm.
you know. Then the other guy will know.
Mhm.
And who knows what they're gonna do? All they have to do is send like $5,000 or something.
Mhm.
And
And you think they're capable of just
Oh,
picking
yeah.
up the phone and,
Oh, yeah.
and ordering it?
Oh yeah. Like one of the guys that used to work for us, he called me. He's like, "Oh, I'm snitching to the cops," and and fuck Drago, and he's going down, and you better stay away from him, because, you know, if he goes down, everybody goes down, because he's going to tell everybody. I'm like, hey, I don't know, you know. So he told a lot of people that.
Who's this?
Dragomir Logofetovic, his last name. So I'm like, I don't know, man. You do what you gotta do. He's like, I went to the cops and I told him everything, you know, what he does and all the shit. And I'm like, okay. So then when Drago find out that the guy is, you know, because he's telling everybody. So he's like, you know, start saying about the stuff that is gonna happen to him, and then I start thinking, he's like, what the fuck, man, you know? He has a, you know, mother. Who knows if he has a brother or sister there, you know? So they know where he lives, over there where his mom lives and all this shit, so. And I told the guy, I'm like, well, you do this and you tell everybody, you know, it's kind of stupid, because you eventually going to go back home, you know, you're going to visit your family, even if they don't do nothing to your family, whenever you go, something may happen to you, you know? I don't give a shit, fuck you, man. I'm like, I don't know. I'll think about it, because my mom and brother didn't do nothing wrong. If they're here, if they're citizens, I don't care. I'll go from there just today. But I mean, you guys know that. Why you need somebody to say if you know that? I'm sure you have conversations and other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably spend the most time with him, because we used to live together and run the business, and you guys think that I know all the, you know, everything. And
well, I mean, here's the thing in the court system. I mean, I'm sure you can understand that when people testify, sometimes, like, if you heard from another person that Drago was doing this, it's not as good as, I know firsthand, I saw Drago do this, Drago told me he did this. The jury is more likely to believe somebody that was actually present for the conversation. So you're right. I mean, there are other people that, you know, we're hoping we can get to testify against Drago. You know, but the bottom line is you know, we know about Yulian. Yulian Malushev. Do you know the ant? Do you know the ant?
The ant?
Yeah, they call him the ant.
Oh, the ant? What's his name?
Yulian Malushev.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know him?
I know him by the end. I had to translate. Yeah, he's in Bulgaria, I think.
And Vesko Semyonov?
Vesko?
Van Dam.
Van Dam, yeah. You see, I know him by nickname.
Yeah.
Is he here?
No.
He was in Canada, last I heard.
Yeah. You know, the thing is those guys also bought a bunch of cars for Drago and Pharaoh.
Right.
And,
well,
you know, they're not here. I mean, we're trying to get them.
Yeah, well, I know one is in Bulgaria. He's not coming. Last I heard about Van Dam is that he's in Canada and trying to come back here. I don't know, because he had, like, immigration problems. But I know that guy, the end that he's not coming. That's what he told me, because I talked to him in Bulgaria. The thing with the cars were that we were supposed to, because in Bulgaria cars are very expensive. Like if a car here costs 100,000, in Bulgaria it may cost 200. So Pharaoh supposedly like sends cars there. That's what I've been told. I don't know if I've been lied to or what the whole game is. So he's like, well, that's how I make money. You know, even he told me, he's like, I buy a car here, you know, I send it to Bulgaria. We have buyers. They send the money. You know, you have the credit, you can buy the car, you know, make some money. You know, if it costs 100,000, you can make 10 grand or whatever. You know, this is the story that we get. Me, Mravko, whatever, the hand and stuff like that. I mean, I've been hearing about this for a long time, you know, since I worked for travel and stuff like that. But, you know, you can make some money.
And so, while you were working for Drago, which is about how many years?
When I worked for Drago the first time?
Yeah.
Not more than a year.
About how many years that you've been associated with Drago have you heard Drago talking about, you know, people making money this way by buying cars in the U.S. and shipping them over to Bulgaria?
Yeah, I heard. I mean, a lot of times. I mean,
so
tell people how to make money, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what was the whole if it was all alive for you to buy the cars and they get screwed, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the thing is like the Ant and Vesco, I mean, they did something, you know, pretty similar to what you did.
Right, because of drug.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so what was the deal you had with Drago? I mean, did he pay you money for getting him the cars? Because, I mean, obviously you didn't get to benefit from the cars.
He said, we have buyers, right?
Okay.
But he's like, don't tell nobody, you know, and stuff like that, like keep it, like me and him will go somewhere, he'll tell me about this, but he's like, make sure you don't tell nobody, because, you know, we don't want everybody doing this, and da-da-da-da-da, you know, just the whole story. So he's like, we have buyers, we want this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and you make this amount of money, you know, and then you get something for yourself, and you pay it off, and it's all clean, you know, that was the whole story, that was the whole deal. And I'm sure that this is the same thing that he told the other two guys or whatever.
Okay.
So then when I got the cars, it was all lie, you know. Oh, we're waiting for the money, I'm like, what are we going to do now? Wait, oh, don't worry about it, they can't do nothing. And then you guys came, and then when you guys came, since then, I didn't want to see any of the cars, be around them, you know, the bolts or whatever, all the stuff were. He's like, no, it's nothing, they can't do nothing. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do nothing? No, they can't do nothing. That's his whole speech all the time. They cannot arrest you, they cannot do nothing, they cannot do this, they cannot do that. And we believe him. We're the stupid ones, you know. I mean, with me is that he helped me so much that, you know, through the years that I trusted him, you know. I was like, look, my father was a, you know, bad person. It's like you're my father, you know. But it was all for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you build your credit, you know. And now I see that it's all for a reason. Yeah, he used me for, you know, the way he used the hand, the way he used. But the problem with me that I was just, you know, we run business together. I was with him all the time, so I was more trusty towards him, you know. And the way he tells you stuff, you believe it.
So essentially, you never even made a penny off of these cars because he was promising to pay you from the money that he received from these supposed buyers.
Yeah, they were supposed to. What he told me was supposed to get the money when I get the cars. They tell the dudes, whatever in Bulgaria, the rich guys, we have the cars, send the money.
Yeah.
They were supposed to send the money. You know, I get my cut, I pay the bank, they get shipped off, whatever I really need. He's like, I do everything, don't worry about it. And then, you know, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and I'm like, what's going on? Then you guys came, and then I was like, that's it, that's bullshit, you know. I was like, I don't want to be near you, your house, anything. But then again, I have to be because I have to get money from him, that's how I live. I don't have a job now. I live from those 700, 800 that he gives me every month. And then my girlfriend pays pretty much everything, you know. Apartment and bills and stuff like that.
And then you're still on the note for the house that he talked you into.
Yeah, I kicked his wife out. I don't know if you guys know that. He made me kick her out because she put a restraining order on him. So I went to court and I told the judge that she's not paying rent because he couldn't go back to his house because of the restraining order. So he's like, well, I put all this money, you have to kick her out because I still want to pay my house and, you know, have my house. I'm like, well, okay, no, I'll do it because he already put like, you know, maybe $200,000 into it. So I kind of didn't have choice. If I said no, I'll never see any money from the pizza place, you know.
So he's kind of really got you in a rough spot.
Oh yeah. Like if I say, I mean, I want the money to get my money from the pizza because that's how I'm surviving. But you know, if I say screw it, you know, like fuck it, you know, that I lose the money. So I can't really tell him, look, man, you like the cars that he got. Like she told me that he sold a Mercedes.
Yeah.
That's how he's making money. He's selling those cars. He's not selling for the full amount like what was supposed to be the first deal. You know, okay, this car costs $100,000, give me 120, and we'll ship it to you or whatever. You know, he's selling for what, 5, 10 to somebody else. Yeah.
About that.
About that.
Yeah. And I'm sure with all the other cars.
And you don't see a penny in that, do you?
No. I don't know if you guys listen to his conversations or not, or mine. You know, I'm sure you can tell by that. But no, when I haven't seen the cars, and I told him, I'm like, look, man, return the cars. Let's clear this. No. And he claims like how much money he put on them for registrations and stuff like that. And I was, at a point I was thinking of going to Metro and just report everything stolen. But then if I do that, I know there are a lot of like, because he don't have the cars in his house. He has them spread out probably somewhere else. So then all those people get in trouble. So I was kind of like, because my girlfriend's like, go and do it. I'm like, but what about the other people? You know, because they're gonna go find the car, and you have to arrest the person that has the car. And he probably doesn't know nothing. He's like, well, I pay $5,000 or whatever for the car.
Have you seen like these cars that he's renting out, your cars? Have you seen any of them around town?
No. He told me like 6 months ago. He told me, oh, they got all of them. I'm like, who Metro picked them up? He's like, yeah, they all picked up. Then I hear from other people, no, this car is here. I'm like, look, man, I don't want to know. I don't want to know where the car is. I don't care. Oh, your Mercedes is in San Francisco. One guy that works, I used to own the tattoo shop. I don't know if you guys know that. So the guy next to the tattoo shop, is a mechanic. So he went to see his buddy up in San Francisco. He's like, this guy has your Mercedes. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't care. He's like, because then I realized, I'm like, okay, he's lying to me because he told me that all the cars were picked up, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Who's the mechanic that's next to the tattoo place?
Moni. His real name, I don't know, just Moni, by nickname, Moni.
Yeah. Is he still there?
Yeah,
next
he
to the
works.
house?
Yeah. There's the quad guy, the
Yeah.
quad shop Bulgarian guy. Then the guy that fixes the cars, Moni, and then we sold the tattoo shop to American guys.
When did you sell the tattoo from?
When?
Yeah.
3-4 months, probably. Yeah. But actually, I don't get nothing. He's my partner. The tattoo guy.
Ilian,
yeah. Because, you know, I pretty much didn't put no money in it. You know, he was the one that did all the work. He spent a lot of money trying to survive, you know, all these years. So he's pretty much getting everything. I told him, I'm like, look, you know, he gave me one payment because I didn't have money to pay my lawyer, my immigration lawyer, so he gave me like one of the payments to help me with it.
We know that after, you know, we came to Drago's house the first time on the search warrant, that you had left the country. You had gone back to Bulgaria. How did you leave?
Through Mexico.
Through Mexico. Did you drive across?
He took me there, and I took a cab across.
Did Drago tell you how to do that, or did you just know how to do that?
No, I didn't know.
So Drago knows how to get people in and out of the country?
I said, I don't want to be here. I don't want to go in jail. You know, I don't want to live that kind of life. I want to be free. So he's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I want to leave. So he told me if I leave through, you know, say New York or whatever, you know, you may be on the system because you have a court date and stuff like that, so that's bad for you. So I'm like, well, what should I do? You know, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to go through the court system. I don't want to go to jail. So he told me to go through that. So then when everything was dismissed, I talked to my immigration lawyer, which was also the criminal lawyer. He's like, well, trying to come back to Mexico, you know. We can get you back, you know, and trying to work everything out. So I went there, you know, I went through. It wasn't illegal. You know, I left through the border. Like, on the way out, nobody asked me nothing. You know, you just drive off. On the way back, I went to is it customs? I'm not sure. They gave all my fingerprints. You know, they checked me, everything. They gave me a pass. They let me in.
You came back through Mexico?
Yeah. Because you guys had my green card, because when you took everything from the house. So I cannot fly without a green card from Bulgaria to America. Straight, you know, land on New York.
So you can fly from Bulgaria to Mexico?
Yeah, Bulgaria, Mexico is visa-free, so I just flew there to Mexico City. I took an airplane to Tijuana, and then I went to customs, you know, gave them I still have my ID, gave them my ID. They checked me up, fingerprints, everything. I showed them I had a court date with a judge for immigration, you know.
And that was before the passports were required too, I'm guessing? Because when was that, in 08?
He still would be required.
To have a passport? Coming back into Mexico? Did you have a passport?
A Bulgarian passport, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you presented it.
Well, no, when I landed in Mexico, I needed my Bulgarian passport, you know, to come to Mexico.
Yeah.
Then when I came to the border, I showed my ID. And they looked at my passport, you know, because they asked me why did you come through here? And I told them I don't have my Metro has my green card.
Okay.
So they, you know, they like took like hour and a half. You know,
Where was that? At San Isidro?
At the Tijuana border, sir.
Yeah, San Isidro, the big port, right?
Yeah,
Like
the really big
24
one.
lanes?
Yeah, 24 lanes. I waited 4 hours to get to a line of people. 4 hours. Was that many people coming?
When was that?
Oh, dates, sir, I can't really tell.
I mean, give or take.
Year and a half.
So it was like 2008, late 2008, mid 2008?
I'm not sure. But since I came back, I just stay away from those people. I mean, I knew, even I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I'm sure they're going to come and arrest me because the way you guys left the case was that I think I had 2 more years. You guys can bring the charges back, I'm not really sure. I'm like, you know, I'm sure they're going to come and arrest me again because they really want this guy, you know. I know for a long time you guys trying to catch him, but I don't know.
Now, the idea about getting the auto loans this way, where you go in a short period of time, and, you know, did Drago coach you on how to do that?
Yeah.
What did Drago tell you about the loan process?
Just like, he's like, you have a week to get the cars, you know.
Did he explain
Make
why?
sure. No.
But he just said you have to try to get as many cars as you can in a week.
Not as many, it was certain, because they're like, okay, we'll get, you know, mostly like European or Japanese cars, because, you know, that's what they drive in Bulgaria. So...
Okay. So did he tell you, like, did he give you a list of cars, like, you are to go out and get a Mercedes S550?
He told me, like, he didn't give me actual note,
Yeah.
you know, because I know about cars, like, I love cars, I know all the models and everything, you know, so he's like, do this, do that, do that.
Okay, so he told you what makes and models to get?
Yeah, because that's what they're looking for, that's what people drive there.
And did he tell the aunt and Vesco the same thing?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did. I wasn't there, like, I mean, maybe I was, but I wasn't paying attention over there, but I'm sure.
And was it, do you know if it was the same deal with them, that they were just going to be promised to be paid on the back end?
I'm sure it's the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you because I wasn't there. Maybe I was there and I heard it, but I just don't remember. I can't tell you 100%.
Okay. But for you in particular, it was, he told you that he had a buyer for this car for full price?
With him and the Faro guy.
For him and the Faro
The
guy?
Faro guy had the connection, supposedly.
Okay.
So, I mean, I try not to deal with this guy, talk to him or anything, because just the history that he has, you know.
Okay, so basically, Faro and Drago had made arrangements overseas for somebody to purchase the cars that you got.
Because the Van Damme's cars were not for Drago. That's what I know for sure. They were for Faro.
How do you know that?
Drago told me, he told me, you know.
So was Faro the one that picked out the models that Van Damme
For
got?
Van Damme, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then I don't know what happened if Jaguar ended up having the cars. I don't know about that. I'm sure he did. I don't know.
You don't know where any of Van Damme's cars are?
No.
No.
He told me that everything was picked up. But as he told me that, I saw one guy driving one of Ant's car, like 2-3 months ago. Like he told me, oh, I got this car from Jaguar. It's Ant's car. I'm like, I'm not gonna be hanging out with you.
Have you talked to the aunt?
No, she's Bulgarian. No.
I mean, is he upset at Drago? I mean, because basically the aunt left around the same time you did.
Yeah. I don't know if he's upset with him, because he got his money. He got money for his cars. I know that for sure.
How did he get money?
I mean, Drago, he was giving him money. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the deal was there, but I know that he got some money. Because, like, I remember it was really cheap, you know. He was like, man, you know, every little thing. So I know he got some money, and that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get some money and leave home and do something home. I don't know. So he got there. I don't know if he's mad at him or.
Did Van Damme get money for his cars?
Well, Van Damme was dealing with Pharaohs.
Yeah.
He wasn't coming. I know he stored some stuff at Drago's house at some point, but he was only dealing with Pharaoh, not with Drago.
Okay. But you don't know if Pharaoh gave Van Dam money for the car?
I don't know.
Okay.
I told you, this guy is bad news for me.
Yeah.
Because he knows people in Bulgaria.
What have you heard about Pharaoh? I mean, it's obvious that you...
I mean, that he hasn't worked, he has probably 2-3 years work in America, he never worked. So if you don't work, how you make money? It's always through something illegal. Now, what he does, I don't know. I mean, I recently heard that he got arrested for those credit card frauds and then let go, so I was shocked, I mean, you get caught red-handed doing, whatever they were doing there, and then let go, so I'm like, I don't know, because there were 5 guys that got caught. So, people start saying he's a snitch, he's a snitch, he's a snitch. But I mean, if you haven't worked 20, 25 years in America, you must do something else. That's how I see things. But just the only thing that bothers you about him is the people he knows in Bulgaria.
Have you heard of anybody that he knows in particular?
Well, since I came back, Drago's been talking about one guy who's supposedly the biggest guy there, that he met through Pharaoh. I think the guy was here, they met, and he was trained, the other guy, the other Drago that I told you about, said that he was snitching.
They call that Drago, what is it, black and logo feet up? Is that the one they call Little Drago?
Yeah. Okay, Little Drago, nicknames. So Little Drago was supposed to get fucked up by that guy. I don't know.
Do you know the name of the guy?
No. He told me, but I don't know.
The big bald guy, have you ever seen him?
Oh, the mafia guy?
Yeah, the guy that's supposed to
No.
be Little Drago.
Drago told me that he came here, they met. He came for business, I don't know. Supposedly he's the big guy now in Bulgaria, runs everything, so I don't know if it's true or not. That's what he tells me. So he's like, he's going to get fucked up and
Drago told you that?
So then I called Little Drago, I'm like, man, you got to be careful. I don't know.
Why is Big Drago so mad at Little Drago?
Well, because Little Drago, I guess Big Drago trying to do the same thing with him, right? But Little Drago saw that, with all the stuff that happened, you guys coming to the house, he saw that, he's lying to people, the shit is, the stuff is illegal. So, I guess they had arrangement, and Little Drago didn't apply with that arrangement. Probably do the same thing. I'm not sure. Because Little Drago will tell me, yeah, I'm so happy because he couldn't do the stuff that he did to you guys. So I think he's talking about that. And then Little Drago said that he slept with his wife. I don't know now. That's just maybe he's lying just to piss Big Drago off. But I don't know why they went in argument in the first place. But Little Drago told me, fuck him because he trying to screw me the way he screwed you guys. That's why I did it, and that's why I went to the cops. And I told him everything, because supposedly he did something with Drago, some illegal stuff, I don't know, transferring money accounts and stuff like that. So he told me when I got clean with the cops, I told him what I did with Drago, and I told him everything I know about him. And then he's like, well, I was like, do they talk about me? He's like, no, they don't talk, they don't want nothing from you, they just want Drago. I'm like, okay. I don't know if he's really talking to you guys or not, but that's what he told me. And I just saw Little Drago actually 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I saw him at the tattoo shop. He was by the motorcycle guy. When I see him, we didn't talk about Drago this time. He just asked me how things are going, about my immigration problems and stuff like that. But he told me, I'll go and be a witness in front of the judge. I'll tell everything I know. And he knows, because I actually tell you the truth, he knows more than me, because I really didn't care about that kind of stuff, the stuff that he was doing all them years, like people coming to the pizza place, and let's do this and let's do that. I was back in the kitchen cooking, but Little Drago, he was always there interesting, because he's always like, oh, have you done this with Drago, like, say, transferring money from my account to a different account, and they're saying that I didn't do it. I'm like, no, I never did that, that's stupid, So he did it supposedly with Big Drago, and that's why he told me, he's like, that's why I came and got clean. I told him that I did it and stuff like that. But he knows knows a lot more because he wants to know about that kind of stuff. I never wanted to know. You know, I always worked back in the kitchen, you know. Didn't really care about illegal stuff. You know, people doing fake credit cards and stuff like that was never interesting. I even told people, like, don't do it. Like, friends of mine, really close friends, like Elian, say the tattoo guy, I'm like, please, man, at least you. I know a lot of people are doing it. Don't do it, man. You know, I always gave advice to people like that not to do stuff like that. I was just friends with the wrong guy, you know. Because I'm a lawyer, you know, he helped me so much, you know, and I never seen a way he's going to try to screw me, which is my fault because I've seen through the years how many people he screwed, you know. And he always like comes clean like, oh, I did it because he did this, you know, like he's the good guy. So I always believe him. I'm like, okay, you know, if they screw you, you screw them back. But I guess that wasn't the case, you know.
So, just curious, I mean, you put down Drago as some of your credit references. Did Drago have it all arranged on your credit apps for buying the cars? Drago was listed as a credit app or as a reference?
I mean, he said just go and get the car, just whatever they ask you tell him, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like specific way to do it, you know. Because in my mind, we were supposed to pay him off.
Yeah.
So everything was supposed to be clean.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't think that he would screw me because he put so much money into the house. I can tell him leave the house. You know, I can always kick him out. So I kind of had insurance. You know, that's what I thought. Okay, you know, I have insurance on the house. If he's trying to screw me, I'll screw him back. So that's why I never thought there would be any. You know.
But I mean, because some of the stuff on there, I mean, like you were saying that you were working at Crazy Brothers Pizza on a credit app, and this was in 2008. And Crazy Brothers hadn't been in existence, at least where you were working for it, since 2006, right?
Say again? The Crazy Brothers Pizza?
Yeah, on the credit apps, a lot of it said that you were employed at Crazy Brothers Pizza, you were a manager, and, you know, that was in 2008, but Crazy Brothers hadn't been open since 2005 or 2006, right? This
right, well, the thing was that he told me you have to tell him that you're employed somewhere, so just tell him that it's the pizza, because I wasn't employed at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to work for the clubs, but it was, you know, it was a little paycheck.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have qualified otherwise without
probably.
false
I'm
timing.
not sure. I'm not really sure. I can't really tell exactly what the whole step was, step by step, you know. I just had good credit, very good credit. Had like 3 or 4 houses, you know, everything was being paid, money in account, pizza place.
You were doing good for yourself, it sounded like, and then it all kind of just fell apart.
When you try to make easy money, like they say, oh, you make 10 grand for like such period of time, you don't have to do nothing. Now I know it's never gonna happen. It's like you say, it's fraud, or it's always something. It's illegal. You don't go and you work your 8 hours. You know, what is it gonna be? It's illegal. So since I came back, I just hope that you guys won't come and arrest me again. You know, I knew that it might happen, like I told my girlfriend. Like, I just hope you just nail those down and, you know, I'll try to stay away from those people. And even when he tells me, he's like, come get your money from my house, I'm like, let's meet somewhere. I don't want to go to your house. You know, who knows what you have there? Maybe you have one of my cars. I pull up, boom, you know, 2, 3 Metro cops. We'll go through the same thing again. No, I told you they picked up everything and there's nothing left. And
Tell us about the Chrysler you're driving. Gueorgiev?
I never met the guy. Never met the guy. George gave me the car. I don't know who George is.
Do you know the name Zarko Machukian?
Zarko?
Zarko?
Zaro?
It's spelled Z-A-R-K-O.
Zarko. He's a Macedonian guy or Bulgarian guy?
I think he's Armenian, actually.
Armenian?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I know Armenian guys.
Okay.
I mean, she speaks Bulgarian?
Yeah,
I think he
Yeah.
does
I
speak
think he
Bulgarian.
does. He lives out in Henderson.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
I know that guy.
Yeah,
He's a
kinda-
very good friend. He's like, he's a handyman now.
Sounds right.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he like has a truck and
Yeah, he's got one of
does
those
work.
big,
Yeah,
Dodge
yeah.
trucks.
They're
and,
they're like very good friends. I mean, they always knew each other.
Drago and that guy.
Driver and that guy. Yeah.
Because, how long have you been driving that Chrysler?
2005.
Since '05?
05 or 06.
So it was brand new when you got it?
It was used, but he had like 36,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm. But it's still registered to Georgia Nature, right?
Yeah, well, it was on the registration, I'm not sure.
And then who renews the registration? I mean, because obviously you can't.
I mean, I go on the, like, first Drago used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He would just tell me, you owe me this much money, for insurance and all this stuff. I just give him money. I never did. Then he would tell me, just go to the ATM machine in DMV, just do it yourself, because he didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I did it.
Okay.
But this guy, I don't know who, you guys know who that guy is? I don't know.
Well, we're just curious because, I mean, obviously, the car that you were driving was fraudulently obtained as well, the Chrysler 300. And then there was a couple of other cars we found that were bought with the same name.
Oh, okay. Okay, whoever they, okay.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not really close to that guy, the sheriff, Zaro.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm only talk to him through Drago.
But he's Armenian or Bulgarian?
He speaks Bulgarian, I don't know. Maybe he has something Armenian in him, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's Bulgarian.
Okay.
Like, he called me when little Drago started saying that he's going to fuck up Drago and, he's going to go to jail and stuff like that. Saro called me, he's like, well, tell Drago to leave town. I'm like, I can't tell nobody to leave town. I'm like, why? What's going on? He's like, well, because little Drago is going to put him in jail, and then he's going to put everybody else in jail. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what are you worried about? Do you do something illegal? I just kind of in a joke. He's like, no, just give him my advice to leave town or go to Canada for a year until everything comes down.
Excuse me, sorry.
I'm like, I see him once a month, man. I mean, we're not like before, we don't run business together. So then when I saw Drago, he's like, oh, Zara's telling me to leave town, and that's bullshit. I didn't do nothing. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what you guys doing.
When's the last time you saw Nora?
Whenever in court.
Yeah.
Whenever went in court, I'm not sure, it was 7-8 months ago.
Okay. You don't know where she's hanging out these days?
She called me like a week, 2 weeks ago. She wanted her nephew to get a tattoo. But I told her that he's 15 years old, they can't get him a tattoo, he's too young.
Oh, good for you.
So she called me like 2-3 more times, but I never answered. I just don't want to deal with her.
Yeah.
She's just crazy.
She is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she told me that I'm going down and she's gonna say that I beat her up and stuff like that. So since she told me that, I'm like, no way. After I kicked out of the house, a lot of people call me like Little Drago, because Little Drago was really close with her at that time, because he was trying to piss Big Drago towards her, he's saying, I'm fucking your wife, and he goes and takes her everywhere, drives her everywhere. So she told him some stuff, then he calls me, he's like, oh, are you in trouble, and she's going to do this, and she's going to go to the cops. So I was like, every day, like, thinking about it, like, what this crazy woman may do, Because I've seen so many times she called the cops on Drago for nothing. She's just drunk. She said he beat me up. No, he didn't. So, I don't know, stay away from her.
We're going to take a break for a second.
Okay.
There's another water for you there if you want.
Are you all right, restroom-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. These rooms are so tiny. I was talking to Doug, the guy you were talking to before.
Yeah. The FBI guy?
Yeah. He was saying that you had heard Farrell threaten to kill somebody here.
No, here no.
Here?
Here no.
Okay.
No, I told him that I know that he was, when I met him at the house, when I went to see my friend and Farrell was there, he was talking to the other guy that they went to jail together.
Okay.
And they were talking about, you know, the killing that he did in Bulgaria and stuff like that, which I only heard rumors, but then I heard it that he actually killed, because Nora was always like, oh, my uncle, you know, Farrell, he killed somebody in Bulgaria. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then I heard him talk about it, but no, here no.
Yeah.
No, I never.
No, but Doug was saying that something about somebody had threatened Farrell that they would go to the police, and Farrell threatened to kill him. Was that Little Drago that he was talking
Yeah,
about?
Little Drago. Like Drago told me that, not Farrell. Like me and I told you I'm trying to stay away from
Okay,
Farrell.
so Drago's the one that said
Yeah,
that?
Drago was like, yeah, whenever he gets back to Bulgaria, he's... I'm sure that Farrell said the same thing, because, you know, when Farrell got caught, they thought it was because Little Drago was snitched on him, you know, told him that they were going to Phoenix to do whatever they did. And I'm sure that he said it, I just never heard it. No, and then Drago would tell me that kind of stuff, so I can be careful too, you know. He's like, hey, if I do it to Little Drago, you know, I can do it to you, you know.
And that's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Drago told that to you? And then he said that Doug was saying that you also knew some kind of link of all these Bulgarian guys that were here in town on who was working together.
No, the way I told him it was like everything is so connected. It's weird. Like Nora, it's Farrell supposedly. That's what she told me. It's her uncle. Then Farrell is very good friend with Drago. Drago is, you know, all these like people kind of link together. They're friends or cousins or something like that. So I'm saying like if you throw pictures, you can say, oh, this guy's related to this guy's best friend with this. So all these people connect.
So who would you say is the biggest criminal right now in Las Vegas as far as the Bulgarians that you know?
What I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, Farrell.
Farrell.
And I just look facts. Like, I don't know. Like I told you, when people talk about that kind of stuff, even if I hear it, it doesn't register here. I forget in a week. But if you don't work for, I don't know how many years he's in America, and he has that kind of criminal record in Bulgaria, he's always talking about how, oh, I sent this to Bulgaria, I made this much money, I did it. It's always illegal. So I'll assume it's him. Now, there's one guy in Phoenix who is the biggest guy of them all about the credit card stuff. I forget his name. Like, he used to be here a lot. Curly hair. I'm sure
he's a younger guy?
Yeah, younger, kind of buff, driving all these expensive like cars. He just disappeared. Like my buddy told me, nobody knows where he is. Like, he's the biggest guy. I think he's also part owner of the restaurant in Phoenix, the Bulgarian restaurant in Phoenix.
Why do you think he's the biggest? I mean, that guy's
everybody knows. Everybody knows that. You know, he's the one that is doing all this credit card stuff. He's the main guy. Everything goes from him. Because just people talking. I don't know the guy. I met him. I say hi to him. Yeah, that's it. You know, I never.
He's kind of like kind of into designer clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I can ask my friend for his name. You know, maybe in a later, like tomorrow or something. Whenever you guys let me go, and I can let you know what the name is. But now the name, like they told me his name, I forget because I don't care. I'm like, you know. I'm not in this business. I never did.
Would you know his name if you heard it?
Probably not. He was never my friend. I never hang out. I just see him at the Bulgarian places, and people point fingers. Like my friend would be like, "Well, this is the guy from Phoenix that has all this money that doesn't work. You know where he has all this money."
Yeah. Try to describe him for Sue again.
Okay.
The guy you're talking about
the
from Phoenix.
Bulgarian guy from Phoenix, probably 5'9", 5'10", build, curly hair, young guy. He hangs out to the Bulgarian place all the time. He used to drive I think a white or silver Escalade at one point. And his girlfriend, who was a singer at the time at Magura restaurant, she was driving Corvette, red or something. It was colorful.
Was that Maya? Was her name Maya?
Yeah, that was
the singer?
Because she used to come to Magura and throw like $7 grand. She would perform, and she would throw $7, $8 grand, you know. And then they hook up because she's a gold digger. And then they used to date for a little bit.
Does this guy look familiar?
That's the guy, yeah.
That's him?
I think that's the guy. I thought he had curly hair.
I mean, that's kind of a long shot, but...
Yeah, what I heard last, that he's not in Vegas. I don't know. Through my friends.
Is he in Phoenix?
I don't know. I mean, he comes from Phoenix. I think that's where he started everything. They used to tell me stories about him that they had a lot of women working for him in a way like transferring money from one account to another to third. But that's rumors. I don't know. I never talked to the guy. I saw him at the coffee shop one time. He said hi to my friend. He said hi to me, and that's the only time that I actually talked to him.
Do you know anybody here that still is in contact with him?
No. I mean, I don't hang out with those people that do the fake credit card
Yeah, I
stuff.
just didn't know if you'd heard through the...
I mean, I heard a lot of stories. If I ask around, I can find out, but like right now you ask me. No.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that's the guy. Yeah, this guy makes Drago and Pharaoh probably this big, from what I heard. And if everybody's talking about it, it must be true. You know, you can't just have rumors. You come and throw. Like, he used to even go to clubs, because I heard through a Bulgarian host. He's like, this guy came from Phoenix, the owner of the restaurant, and he threw like 20 grand, and he tipped the security guard like $1,000, you know. So I'm like, man, he should come to my club and I'll make money out of him. You know? So if he's throwing that kind of money, because the Bulgarian restaurant is not making money in Phoenix, no way. That place never has people, so you can't say, okay, he makes money from the restaurant. Yeah, that's a guy, buff guy. I thought he had curly hair.
This is an old photo, but that's what he used to look like. He looks more like that now, but...
He's always like that kind of, like you say, the Dolce & Gabbana clothes,
Yeah.
buff, really tight clothes, you know. But yeah, I think that's the...
All right, man. Yeah, you're...
I mean, you tell me, what's my situation?
Well,
I mean, how bad it is.
Here's your situation. I mean, basically, the warrants are for your fraudulent purchase of cars.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of money in cars, to be honest with you. I mean, it's over $500,000. You know, that's what the arrest warrants are for.
Okay.
You know, like I said from the beginning, we kind of suspected exactly what you told us, that, you know, Taskov was recruiting all these people to get cars for him, and, you know, we thought initially maybe he was paying the money up front, which it sounds like he was to the end, but then in your situation, you totally got screwed because he was supposed to give you the money in the back end, and that never materialized, and you don't have the cars, or...
Because all these years, you know, he's like, build your credit, do this, do that. And then when I start buying houses, you know, and I told him, I'm like, because he always pushed me, like, okay, credit's good, let's do something. I'm like, look, I'm not doing nothing illegal. Look, I'm making money out of the houses, you know, market's going up, I need my credit. He's always like, no, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, you know, you're here because of me, you know, you're good credit because of me, you're in good position, you know, you drive nice cars because of me. He always like puts you in that kind of, if it's not his way, he puts you in that situation to feel bad, you know. So I told him, I'm like, I'm not doing nothing, you know. I'm making money right now. Legally, everything is fine. Why do I have to do something? No, that's not legal. So his approach towards me was that I'm going to get the money for those cars. I'm going to get the money, and I'm going to go to the bank or the dealership and pay it off. And this car then, you know, I make my whatever, you know, he said between 5, 10, 15, depends on the price of the car. He's like, I'll make something on the other end. The car goes legally to Bulgaria, you know, mafia guys drive their cars over there. I'm like, sounds good.
And he said that, the mafia guys drive the cars over
Yeah,
there?
because he's like, you know, rich people, you know. Because he had the connection through Pharaoh, so Pharaoh has the connection with the mafia. So, you know, I assume they're talking about the mafia guys. You know, I don't remember what the whole conversation was. And maybe that's why he approached me in a different way in order to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, you didn't need the money at the time, it sounds like.
Since you guys came and I left, he changed. I guess he just said, okay, I got what I got from this guy, you know, screw him now. I talked to him from Bulgaria, he's all mean to me. I'm like, I call him, like when I came back, the first 6 months, man, every time I call him, you know, because I need something from him, I need my money, you know. Why the fuck you calling me and just talk to me like that? I'm like, Drago, what's wrong with you, man? You know, why are you talking to me like that? And then he kind of come down, well, what do you want? I'm like, did the guy give you the check? Not yet. I'll call you when he gives me the check, you know, because the end of the month's coming. I need to eat.
Yeah.
So lately he's been a little bit nice, you know, when we talk. But probably because he needs things, he wants me to do that thing for the house, you know, the short sale. I'm sure that as soon as this thing is over, it'll be the same story. I mean,
Are you still an owner on the house at all?
I'm on the loan.
Okay.
But before I went to Bulgaria, I went downtown and I put him on the title. So I don't know who's the
But
owner.
you still have an ownership interest, because on the Clark County Assessor site, you have like a 1%?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So you get a 1% interest in Rosanna, and he's got a 99% interest.
When we did the title, I think that's how they did it, or maybe 100% he had, I'm not sure. But they told him that when I transferred title to him, he may lose the house. Because the bank can call him and say, we want you to pay the full amount because you're the owner now. We had to deal with Bobby, you know, not you. But it was kind of risky for him to do that, but they never called him. So now he stopped paying, you know, asked me to do the short sale. Actually, he's been doing the short sale for a long time with whoever his loan representative is, but he just called me recently to do that survey online. Because he has all my information, social name. He can call and say I'm Boyan Gueorgiev and, you know, my social is such and such. And he can do everything. He doesn't really need me. He just needs me for the signature.
Do you know of him doing that?
Yeah.
Pretending to be you?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
The aunt, this guy, what's that, the officer name? Tsenko, yeah. I remember Tsenko because there was like right before you guys came, Tsenko was already in Bulgaria. And he called the bank and got some money from the card, like 12 grand or something. Bank of America or American Express, I'm not sure. No, probably Bank of America. And, you know, I'm Tsenko, you know, my social is this and that. Oh yeah, I've been doing it since I know him. Different people.
How many years is that? How many years have you known Drago?
Probably 97 or 98, whenever we came back from Chicago. Since
10,
then,
13 years?
because I remember that his partner got in big trouble for that kind of stuff. But back then I remember it was more like fake IDs and stuff. You know, fake names and fake IDs, and they start to build credits. And I think that's where his partner got in trouble, because right before he left, like he left 8 in the morning to Bulgaria, at 9 in the morning the FBI were at his house. And that Tsenko used to live there. So they busted Tsenko, they put him in jail because he didn't have papers or something.
Who was his partner, do you remember?
Was the name now? Fat guy, what's his name? I can't recall right now. But yeah, because he got caught with the fake IDs. He went asleep on the stoplight, and the police officer went behind him and checked him, and he had 2 IDs in his pocket, so they arrested him. So I'm sure that the FBI were following Drago even then because, you know, within 2-3 years after the incident, they went to his house and up on Solandra, and they, I don't know why.
Does he still own that house on Solandra?
Yeah, he should. Solandra and Diamond does.
He owns both of them? Because I think they're in their brother's name.
So probably he did something what he's doing with me now, trying to resell them to somebody else. To George?
Yeah, well, Zivko? Do you know Zivko?
Oh, to Zivko?
Zivko, yeah.
They're under that guy's name?
I believe one of them was.
One of them is, yeah.
Because that guy's in Bulgaria, I don't know.
And then you had one of his cars at your place too, the Subaru. It was Zivko's car. And I'm guessing that's probably going to be the same as these other cars where they, you know, were bought and nobody paid for them.
With Zivko? Probably, yeah. The same thing, I'm stupid because he does that to his brother. I mean, if you do that to your brother, what are you going to do to somebody else? So.
Do you have an idea how many cars Drago might have had Zivko getting?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
He might have told me, but I was never into, really, I know little Drago knows.
Sounds like little Drago knows quite a bit.
Yeah, he knows a lot. Because when he was saying that he's snitching to a cop, he told me so many stuff that I'll think about. I'm like, no way, you know what I mean? Like, I never really got into thinking about the stuff that he's doing, you know, because I never cared. I never wanted to do stuff like that or make easy money, so I was never interested. You know, little Drago wanted to do stuff like that, but he's very careful, you know, of what he does, and he's interesting, so he knows. Because he told me that he has, you know, Drago made him do a lot of like fake paperwork. I'm not really sure what he did for him. So he did on a computer. So he's like, I have all this info, you know, that I can show to Metro and get Drago busted. I'm like, okay. Now if it's true, I don't know.
So what do you want to do now, man?
I want to live in America, and I don't want to go to jail. That's what I want to do. I don't know what you can do for me. Is that possible?
Those are pretty heavy wishes right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what we appreciate, and we know you're being honest, because some of what you told us we did know.
Oh yeah, I'm
and,
sure you guys
you know, I mean, you seem sincere about, you know, what you're telling us, and yeah, I mean, everybody in this room knows that Drago just royally screwed you over.
Right.
What we can do, I mean, the arrest warrant is what it is. You're going to have to go through the legal process. You know, it's you're basically, I mean, you know, your attorney can talk to you about some options that you'd have. One option to try to help lessen your problems right now is to act as a witness for us.
Okay,
and now,
if I do that, do I still have to go through?
Well, here's the thing. What we can't promise anything because nobody in this room has the ability to say, you know, if you help us out,
right,
you know, you're free and clear, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can go to the AUSA who's prosecuting and say,
right,
you know, Bobby came and talked to us. You know, he was completely truthful.
Right.
The stuff he told us, it all checked out. You know, he's basically screwed over in the deal as well, but he's willing to testify and willing to come forward with information. And then if you have other stuff on top of that that can help us, you know, if we can keep Pharaoh and Drago in jail, I mean, I know your family's real important to you over there, but hopefully that'll mitigate a lot of the stuff that you're worried about happening.
Pharaoh and Drago are looking at some pretty
serious time.
charges.
Right, I know.
I mean,
I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close to what, you know, you're looking at. I mean, basically the only reason we brought you in is because you know, we knew you bought the cars.
Right.
And, you know, we were hoping that we could, you know, get you to, you know, basically cooperate what we thought we already did.
Trust me, I want to cooperate 100%. But just thinking about my mother and my brother.
Yeah. It's a deal breaker, I know. I can see it for you. You know, I can see you're really...
Are they in Gueorgiev? Is that where you're from?
Sophia.
Oh, you're from Sophia? You know, there's very little the U.S. government can do to for individuals that don't reside in the United States.
I can't ask
you. You know, there's things we can do to help and protect you. You're here in the United States.
I'm not afraid of those guys. I'm not afraid at all. But
over there is a totally different story.
And even with me, like, I don't really want to go back to Bulgaria, but I do have family there, you know. And I mean.
Let me ask you this: is your mother, brother, have they ever come to the United States to visit? They've ever come on a tourist visa?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I understand it's like the lottery.
Yeah, it's hard to come. They won't give a visa even if they try.
There's things that can be done, you know, as far as Pharaoh and Drago, you know, I know you know that once you're in jail, your phone calls get recorded. That's going to happen. We're going to know what Pharaoh and Drago are saying to folks once they're in jail. Okay. And they're going to jail tonight.
They're going to know Drago's arrested too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Pharaoh?
And Pharaoh.
Yeah, I saw Pharaoh.
Yeah.
I saw when he was, I didn't want him to see me. Because then, he's the snitch, so let's fuck him up, you know. But, okay, if I testify for Drago, I have to testify for Pharaoh? Well, because I don't know Pharaoh. Like, I mean, I heard stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you would only be testifying to what you know firsthand. I mean, so stuff you've heard from other people about Pharaoh.
Yeah.
But
that's called hearsay.
It's hearsay.
It's like a rumor. It's not, you know, and that's only to say these guys would even go to trial.
Right.
You know, there's still a lot of what ifs out there.
I mean, I can say what Drago and Pharaoh talked in front of me.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, about, we're going to do this and we can do that, and I'm this, I know these people, then the stuff I can tell you, but I told you with Pharaoh, I'm trying to stay away because I always think about if something happens and he thinks that I said something, you know, I don't want my mother and brother to have trouble there.
Yeah.
So, if I testify against Drago, do I have to be in court and he's there?
If it's at trial, if he were to go to trial,
I'm sure
you're going to be...
because he has money. I mean, if he sold all those cars to make $5-10 grand on each.
Yeah, but where does he keep his money, do you know?
I mean, brother's account, I don't know. Somewhere.
Yeah, it was just
friends, yeah, just friends. This guy owed this much money. I don't know if he has it under his name. I don't know. Maybe not, because since you guys came, he's probably being more careful.
I mean, how much money does he really make from that mechanic shop he tends to run out back?
$3 grand, $4 grand a month. Because at one point he was returning used parts and I was on, which was legal. I mean, he goes and, I guess if a part has a lifetime warranty, he can return the old part. So you come to Drago and give him like, okay, change my timing belt, my water pump, this and that, parts, and then he puts the old parts in a new box, it's taken back and they give him money for that. So plus he's making, say, $200 on a job and another $100 back on the part, you know. So he don't tell the customers that. Because he made me once or twice go to AutoZone, you know. I take it with the receipt, you know, the receipt that the things were purchased. I give him the boxes, you know, here's the receipt, they give me the money, or store credit, not money, store credit. And then with the store credit, he buys the parts for his new customers. So everything is under his name, you know. But yeah, how much money, I don't know, because he tells me he makes enough to pay his mortgage, but I don't think so. Like, if your mortgage is $5 grand, $4,500, you still have to eat, put gas in your car, pay, you know.
Pay your $1,400 a month from the
well,
business.
no, he gets that from the business. You know, take care of his wife, which she didn't work for a long time, you know. So that's a lot of money. He probably needs $8 grand a month to live. That's what I think.
Do you know any of his friends that are down in L.A.? that are any of the mechanic friends that he's got in there?
Ivo and his brother, they do a little mechanic shop. They fix like Volkswagen and stuff like that. I've been to those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Ivo, and he has a brother. I don't know what his brother's name is. But that's the only.
Do you
I
know
know he
anything
knows
about?
guys. Huh?
Yeah. Do you know what is Drago working cars through those guys that you know of?
No.
Never heard anything. Okay.
He might. He never tells me nothing. I mean, about, oh, I'm going to do this, this guy's going to go through here and there, because I never care.
What, do you know this guy by chance?
I've seen him. Yeah, I think I've seen him recently. I don't know him.
You've seen him in Vegas recently, you think?
Did I see him recently? I think I've seen him recently, yeah. Maybe one of the Bulgarian, because we drive motorcycles now.
Oh, okay.
So, I usually don't go to Bulgarian places, but with the guys I'm hanging out, they like to go to those places. And I think I've seen, but I've seen this guy before.
Do you know anything about him?
No, I don't know his name.
What about this guy?
No.
No.
No, old guy. A really old guy.
Yeah. You have to stay away from those old guys, huh?
I mean, I know a lot of, from what I've heard, a lot of Bulgarians run through the credit cards machine and, those fake credit cards. And now I think the new thing is the MoneyGram or, yeah, but I don't know. When I hang with the guys I hang out with, I just ask them, you guys doing something illegal? Because I don't want to hang out with you. Just tell me, I don't care what you do. No. Because they come bust you and I'm with you, I'm doing it too, That's what they're going to think. Because everybody's like, oh, let's do easy money and we don't want to work. Anyway, now it's hard to find a job. So everybody's trying to do something illegal, So the first thing that comes to people's mind is those credit card frauds. So I'm sure there are a lot of people doing them. I just don't want to know none of them.
What, your attorney that was telling you how to come back in the U.S., is that a friend of Drago's?
I know him through Drago. Like, he knew Drago's ex-girlfriend. So when he came in town, like, Drago's ex-girlfriend made a deal with this guy, with the attorney. Like, the attorney told her, if you get me customers, I'll give you a kickback. If they spend $5,000, you get $800 or whatever. So she introduced him to Drago, and then Drago's like, well, come meet this lawyer, because that's the time that I started having trouble with my wife, and my paperwork was starting to get like, it looked like he may have problems. So I went and met with him. I'm like, well, if this happened, if that happened, So that's how I met that guy. Yeah. But he seems like because I asked him stuff about Drago, because he may know a lot more stuff, but he doesn't want to tell me. So I don't know if he's more into Drago's side or...
What's his name?
Michael Thorne.
And is he in Vegas?
No, he's in Chicago, but he comes like once a month.
So he's licensed here in Nevada, you think, or do you know?
I think for immigration, yeah, but not for criminal.
Okay.
Yeah, for criminal, he needs to use somebody else's license.
Who's Drago's ex-girlfriend?
Maria?
Oh, okay. Maria, like it's Ewing or something now?
Yeah, Ewing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another crazy one.
I guess he attracts them, huh?
Yeah. She's not crazy, she's weird. Weird in a way. Yeah, Ewing.
So she's the one that introduced Drago to that Michael Thorne dude?
Because he was like, not getting, his case was not going nowhere through immigration, so he needed to get a lawyer and see, and supposedly this guy used to work for immigration and knows more stuff. And
do you know how much money Drago's given Michael Thorne? Has he ever bragged about it or bitched about it?
I know the first time it was $5,000, because that's what he charged me. I think for both things were $5,000. Then Drago complained that the guy wanted more, so he gave him more, and then he complained again that he needed more.
Oh, okay.
Because Michael Thorne kept on going to, court for him and to immigration, trying to bug the people to find out what's going on with his case. So finally, when they find out that, you know, nothing's gonna happen, that's, I think, the third time the Drago gave him money to start a new case. You know, close that one, because I think Nora went there and said, look, it was a fake marriage. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because she said she would do it. And maybe he's starting a new case, and that's where he had to pay more money for the new case. Whatever it is, I don't know. Is it marriage or I don't know.
You think Nora would testify against Drago?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think
But
she's telling
it's
the
weird.
truth?
It's weird. Now maybe, yeah, because he was supporting her. Like, she needs somebody to take care of her. When he kicked her out, you know, she was running her mouth with little Drago, you know, because little Drago was like, we're going to fuck him up. I'll testify. Like, he asked me to testify, little Drago. He's like, you going to testify? I'm like, look, man, I don't want to be, you know, near this. You know, I don't want to, you know, get arrested. I don't want to go and deal with that, you know. If they come and arrest me, then I would have to think about it. It's a different story. But if, I was always hoping they would just mellow down and, you know, you guys want Drago. Because when little Drago told me, when he said that he was snitching, he said, they don't want nothing from you. So I was like, you know, a little bit relieved, you know. And then when something happened with the Porsche, I think he returned the Porsche to Porsche through the one Bulgarian guy that owns the towing company. And then they went, I don't know who went there. They had a warrant to go into his towing company. I don't know if you guys know about that. And
Which, is that Vegas
Valley Towing, yeah. So I saw the guy, because my father works for him, you know, me and this guy, like, you know, okay. And he told me about it, because Drago told me about it, but he kind of lied. So I'm like, I really don't care. Because he's on the phone, oh, they got your car, and da-da-da-da. He's doing that on purpose. Because if they're listening to his conversation, I'm the bad guy. You know, I sound like the bad guy. So when the guy came and he told me that, like he told me the true story, what happened, you know, how they come and da-da-da-da. You know, and they asked for him and for all his cars and stuff like that. And then I asked him, I'm like, did they ask about me? Because, you know, I'm worried about that kind of stuff. He's like, no, they didn't ask about you. Maybe he lied, I don't know. He's like, they wanted all Drago's cars and any paperwork that's affiliated with Drago. I'm like, that's why I'm trying to stay away.
Is that guy at the tow company involved in anything with Drago criminally? Like, does he know that Drago's moving all these cars around?
I've heard that he did a lot of stupid things, like that kind of stuff with unpaid cars or something. That's what I just heard. And then, because his wife, it's American, and knows a lot of Bulgarians, and she talks, because I think she's trying to be straight, and she complained to her girlfriends or Bulgarians that she knows, that, oh, my husband did another stupid thing, and another one, and, you know, probably with that kind of stuff. Like, you get the car, you stay, he's impound for a certain amount of months, and then you get title or something like that. And they know that this car is not paid, or I don't know. You know, they're trying to kind of legalize the car that's not paid for or something like that. That's what I heard. So I was worried, because when he came and I'm kind of glad that the cops came to your storage, because if you have one of my cars and you're trying to do that and you actually get title, and then people are going to think that I did it, you know? So I was kind of glad that, because I don't know, I'm sure that driver trying to do anything to either get titles for those cars or just sell them or make any money possible. So that's why I was like, I was not sure if I should go and report them stolen, or what should I do? I just had no, I went and talked to lawyers. They're like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm like, I just want to fix my life. I don't want to be in this situation. They're like, I don't know. Your situation, I don't know what to do. They can come and arrest you again. They cannot. Depends what they want to do. They can do anything. You know, you look the bad guy. You did the stuff. You did it. And like, Drago went there with your ID and bought it. So.
Well, I mean, rest assured, we know you're not the bad guy. I mean, it seems like you just made a big mistake, but